Rian Johnson talks streaming practices, more Lord of the Rings films are still happening at Warner Bros., and a little SAG Awards recap following Everything Everywhere All at Once, winning the cake. All this and more on a special episode 100 of Freeze Frame.
Welcome back to special episode 100 of Freeze Frame, brought to you by Strictly Casual, the show where we stop to take a moment to discuss all the heavily talked about news of the week having to do with movies, TV, streaming, and pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Vincent DeSantis, and today I'm joined by, as always, Ryder Maldonado, baby. What's up, dude?
What's up? It's crazy, man. I was like, dude, time went by. I feel like we just did 99 yesterday, and now here we are at 100. Man. Yeah. Time's going by and we're sweeping through these, but wow, what a time.
That's 100 weeks. 100 weeks of Freeze Frame. Minus like 4 or 5 that we take off, you know?
Yeah, there's 100 weeks here and there, but I think it's been crowning achievement, you know? Because like
it's minimum 2 years of consistency.
Yeah, that's
which
wild.
is pretty awesome.
I finally get to feel what it feels like. It's like, wow, now I'm in the, it's like a SNL 5. Club? Yeah, we're in the 100 Club now. All 3 of us are in the 100 Club.
It's amazing. I love it.
Happy beer.
Guys, give us a review and let us know what you think on audio platforms. Hop in our Discord to stay up to date and join our community. TikTok we have for quick updates on news on anything pop culture. We got Instagram, we got Twitter to stay connected. And damn, are we just grateful you're here for episode 100. Let's go. We got some good stuff this week, Ryder. Some great stuff this week.
We do. In fact.
I would love to start it off with this little tidbit that I found while I was scrolling through Twitter yesterday, and that is Rian Johnson calling out horrifying practices of streamers purging their libraries. This comes from IndieWire. We've had this discussion before, but I think Rian brings up some interesting points as he's someone that is actively making things for streaming platforms right now. So it's a little scary. This is from IndieWire. In the blink of an eye, the so-called streaming wars went from empowering creators to creating more financial insecurity for them. Streaming services like Netflix and HBO Max were once praised for providing more buyers for quality content, but recent trends have seen them scrapping completed projects and removing their own shows to avoid paying royalties that they all struggled to attain profitability. Which is, it sucks that that's the business model, right? Maybe there should be a different business model to help save these things.
Yeah, I forget that. I think, after reading just that moment, I forget that's why they take off stuff, is because they're probably paying rentals for all these franchises that they keep on. I completely, that went right over my head. It's like we can't be paying for this. We got to keep up our own original content and like scrap the stuff that we love. Like even Friends was popular on there, right? And now that's long gone. But
I mean, it's like The Office is not on Netflix anymore, like things like that. Because Peacock can buy those rights back, and it's their show.
Yeah,
like so they don't have to pay the royalties on it. And it's such a huge show, and Netflix would have to pay big time to keep that.
Crazy.
The penny pinching approach, now prevalent among streamers, has attracted some notable critics, including Glass Onion director Rian Johnson. Speaking to The Hollywood Reporter, Johnson called out the practice of streamers pulling films and shows that they themselves produced from their libraries. It's been horrifying, Johnson said. The fact that it's becoming common practice is terrible and adds to the awfulness. In the history of the business, there has been a constant evolution of horrible things. Still, Johnson advised creators, this is an interesting point. Still, Johnson advised creators to focus on their work and avoid thinking about elements of the business that are outside of their control. Quote, all you can do as someone who makes stuff is ultimately put your faith in the notion that if you make something, it's going to find its audience. Despite his objections to the industry's new strategies, Johnson is still deep in the streaming business. His stature ensures that anything he makes will always find his audience. He's gearing up to write and direct a third Knives Out movie for Netflix while presiding over Poker Face, which just got renewed for a second season at Peacock. Did you watch any Poker Face, by the way?
No, I haven't. That's on the list, like a lot of stuff, and I hear great things about it. Murder mysteries up my alley.
I heard it's like not murder mysteries because you know who did it at the beginning, and then it's finding out how they did it.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, because she can detect who's lying or not, something like that.
Yeah, something.
Look, I applaud him for saying this because Rian Johnson, he's so knee deep in all these streaming services. So for him to call it out and say, look, this is the world, but despite the horrificness of it, it's like, I this is how I think I look at movies and TV in general, right? So I'm 100% with Rian. Like, yes, there are going to be times where it's like it's rough out there, but you create your content, you make your love of film and TV, and it'll find its audience and people will appreciate it. I'm really happy to hear this, but it is sad.
I mean, right? I don't think this is the end of the big purges that we see. Warner Bros. Did just a crazy one this year, obviously, with their own original content taking that off. Um, I think that's what Ryan's referring to because he's talking about. He even says that like the streamers pulling shows that they themselves produced from their own libraries. So
Mhm.
not even just the things they're paying for,
Yeah.
like royalties on, but the things that they're actually actively creating. Which is scary because like we don't have a physical copy of Glass Onion, and we might never have a physical
Oh
copy of
yeah,
Glass Onion,
that's true.
because it's to Netflix, which
Yeah.
is really the issue here is that even if it releases on streaming, they
Mhm.
should release physical copies of these movies, even if it
Yeah.
costs money for preservation. Like
Yeah.
serious.
Look, I'm all for Blu-rays and DVD. Well, Blu-rays should just still be produced. I think
Yeah.
Blu-rays should just because it's so. I think discs. I hear that it's so easy to do discs. You know what I mean? It's like not even. It's so simple, right? And like
Yeah, it's just
costs
expensive
nothing.
for them. No, it's
It's,
expensive. I
it's
think to
expensive
print
for
all
these guys.
these and distribute, like it must be enough money to where it's turning them off of doing it.
Dang, that's why. See, well, I wish that streaming services started having libraries where you can either, I guess, pay for the individual film, but that library, even if you had no internet, you can still watch it, and that library is personal to you, kind of like Vudu. But I
Hmm.
don't know if Vudu if they can take stuff off. Something where it's a
Dude, they can.
online. They
Yeah.
can.
Even though I
Oh
have my
god.
movies, even though I have my movies, they have every right just to take them away. That's why digital
Oh
sucks. It's
yeah.
a I mean,
That's why.
Apple has that, Amazon has that.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
see, that's
watch
what I'm
movies
saying.
on their on their
Mhm.
thing, but you can also buy movies on there.
Yeah.
But they're digital licenses that can be revoked at any time.
Oh geez. Okay. Well, that's
That's why
but
physical. I mean, this is why
yeah.
physical media is awesome. Is because
Yeah.
you're gonna buy the Blu-ray for maybe the
Yeah.
same price you buy that digital. Like it's gonna be
Mhm.
$15 or whatever. I mean, a new one's more
Mhm.
expensive. Because I mean, to buy a new movie on one of those platforms to have it stay there is like $14.99. But you're gonna get the disc plus you're gonna get the code for that movie that you can put into
Mhm.
Movies Anywhere, Vudu, or uh, Apple TV or whatever
Yeah.
the crap to keep
Mhm.
it. Um,
It's
yeah,
weird. It's so weird though. It's a weird state we're in with the streaming because yeah, stuff is being given and taken to us on a fly.
it's bad. It's bad. I mean,
Really, right?
we see it with games too. It's just going into a digital thing. It's just if you're
Yeah.
buying things
Ugh.
digital, you don't have access to it
Mhm.
forever.
Sad. Wild
It is
times.
sad.
Okay. Let's see. Moving on here. Let's see. I guess we can start. I have a lot of like little anecdotes, little quotes and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah, jump whatever you want to go for.
Well, Last of Us. I guess we can go into a little Last of Us chat and talk about kind of our highlights, some critiques and stuff on yesterday's episode.
Sure. This is for
Um,
episode 6 of 7 of The Last of Us, the
7, yeah.
Left Behind episode.
Mm.
Ellie's backstory. If you have not watched this episode, maybe skip
Yeah.
forward a little bit.
Yeah. We were supposed to do our for those of you that listen, every Sundays we do our live stream after the episode. Yesterday I was feeling sick. I was out all day. So we skipped last week's episode. But the next two are gonna be the big final ones. So definitely two that we'll try and do for
Yeah.
sure. Anyways, Left Behind, the story of Ellie and Riley. Let's get into it. I guess let's see.
Well, straight up, you texted me and said it was your favorite episode.
It was okay. So this is
So
my
tell me about it. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
for me, I think look, some episodes, I hate to compare to the game, but I guess that's what we're always doing,
You have
right?
to. We just played it again too. We have to.
yeah, we just played the game, so this was definitely really good for us. I think this was a tad better than the game because there was some stuff that I pulled out of it that maybe I'm just pulling out of my imagination, my own head canon, but I think that's kind of the fun part about it. There was a lot more gravity towards the ending of this kind of flashback adds to Ellie's choice to stay with Joel. And I think that was something that I was like, I don't
Yeah.
think the game was explicitly specific on. It felt like in the
No.
game it was just a flashback, but for this it was like the flashback connects to her choices in the present
Yeah.
day. And
To
so
me, it's like
a hit.
she can't save Riley,
Mhm.
but she can save Joel. So she's gonna make the conscious decision to try to help save Joel, which is cool. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That did come across much better in the
Mm-hmm.
in the movie. But my biggest problem is I feel like Left Behind as the DLC has pacing issues, and I felt like this episode has pacing issues within its own episode and within the broader story. Like there's a reason that you play this part after you play the main game. Is
Yeah.
because at this point in the story, all I care about is knowing where Joel and Ellie are like at, how they're doing. Like, don't get me wrong, this is a wonderful story. I love Left Behind. I just part of me is like, I don't know if I want it. Like it makes sense in the
Right
show,
now, yeah.
in the timeline order to put it there.
Mhm. No, yeah. But in
I don't
reality,
know.
this story came out after adding to the already
Yes.
grounded story. It wasn't really meant to be here. It was meant to be
Right.
after. And so it's kind of like oh, that's why, right? Kind of.
There was an argument that I heard
Mhm.
online from someone who was just watching the show, did not know that Left Behind came out after, and
Okay.
said, we needed this episode to have any sort of relating element to Ellie. Like, we needed it. I was like, they have given us so many
Yeah.
reasons in the past episodes to relate to Ellie and then to also root for Ellie
Mhm.
and stuff. We didn't need, like,
No, yeah, I'm
we
already
do
with
need
her.
this part in the story because I think this is
Mhm.
important and has to be there. But, like, I don't know. I think that's a bad argument that you needed this to feel for Ellie. You know?
Yeah, no, it really takes the suspension of disbelief, I think, or suspension of belief to understand that they've had a relationship and a friendship previously. Because, you meet this girl and you're like, who's right? Even in the game, you're like, okay, they've had a friendship. It takes a little bit for you to believe that they've
Well, there's a big change.
been friends for a while.
Big change in the game to the show is that in the show, or in the game, you know right off the bat that they dated before. They mentioned that. Like, right in the beginning, when Riley comes through the window, they said, oh, things can't go back to the way it used to be, that sort of thing. And in the show, it's like suppressed love, where they don't show it,
Really?
or Ellie doesn't show it until the very end. So that's a huge change for me that I think that was better in the show than it was in the game, that aspect of it.
I'm gonna be honest. In the game, I've even when I was a kid, I always thought that Riley didn't initially like it, like that she was just friends. She had no idea that she liked her. I didn't know Riley in the game too was like they had a thing too.
Dude, they dated. They dated in the game. In the beginning, it's clear, like in their dialogue.
That's
in their
wild.
dialogue,
I had no idea.
or I don't know, dated as much as you can in a federal
No,
prison.
yeah,
but like,
I know.
or in a
I'm not
prison
with you.
camp.
It's just I believe. I'm just saying that like I didn't hear that. Like I don't know
Well,
how
they
that went
don't
over my head.
explicitly say like, oh, we
No,
dated. It's
I
like
know.
things can't go back to the way it was. They look at each other, sort of thing. Like they had, like it was there, clear in the game, and it's even more clear in the new like Last of Us Part 1 thing, because they're facial capture and stuff.
That's true. That probably changes it. Okay, I have some notes here. I loved Bella Ramsey's anger, right? The anger that Ellie showed when, as soon as she found out, she was so angry. And watching the behind the scenes after, Craig Mazin and Neil were like, now we see this darkness and we see this kind of anger because she's never lost somebody before. And so this is the first time she had to go through that. So I think, again, like connecting to part 2, like in a weird way, right? That darkness that comes out when lost. Her regret when she left her initially, right? When she was walking away. Yeah. She feels bad, so she went back, and then the Halloween store, great moment. Yep. I think what also added kind of some realism for me and helped me kind of dive into the world a little more was seeing the real stores like CVS, Best Buy, Victoria's Secret. I was like, okay, I was like, this is like, because in the game it's so generic, and I was like, this is wow. I was like, wow, this is my.
Dude, I
world.
love how they got the rights to Mortal Kombat 2, the arcade also. Like they couldn't get that in the game, but that was so sick. Did you notice a big Easter egg in this was at the beginning of the episode? You probably caught this. When she goes to the office, the principal's office, I don't know, of this Fedra thing, the Fedra person puts down the keys. He puts down a set of keys, and there's a paw print on the keys, and you're like, Naughty Dog, baby. That's the logo for the Naughty Dog studio. Yeah, that was sick.
I loved it. I paused it and I said, I was like, God, because I watched this with my parents. I was like, oh my God, that's Naughty Dog. My mom was like, yeah, no, I can recognize that, and had to rewind it.
That's funny.
But yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask you: when you watch this, do you guys turn the lights off, or like, what's your viewing experience like with this?
Lights are off. It's real loud. It's booming loud.
Nice.
Yeah.
Me too. Just curious.
The one other thing that I really liked about this episode. I mean, there's a lot of things I liked about it, but in the game, Joel is in. Well, sorry. You go to a pharmacy to get meds, and then the door's locked in the pharmacy, so you have to go next door to a different store. To find the key to the pharmacy, right? And you go next door, and they perfectly created that next door set in the movie where the guy, the clicker guy or whatever has all the threads on there. That is a 1-for-1 recreation of the room you go in The Last of Us Part 1. And instead of other zombies, like in the game, that guy gets stuck to the wall, and he's always dead. He never comes alive or whatever. But in this game, that's the zombie guy that comes alive to kill.
It's a weird connection that they did, but it's very seamless.
Instead of like getting overrun by like 50.
Yeah, no, I think it hit a little more. Here we go. So I put her mind. Okay, so when Riley's talking about the fireflies, she talks about how the fireflies are like a family to her. Which in the game version, we there was really like, okay, we don't know much, right? But I think adding that adds even more to Ellie being like, okay, well, if Riley gave her a chance, I'm gonna trust him. I'm gonna go all in with these guys. So again, it adds to the ending conversation that we know, the very, very last conversation about, is that true? You know what I mean? Like these Fireflies, I put all my trust in them. So that's gonna be crazy. Let's see. I guess I put a lot of notes because I was like, okay, I want to make sure I have enough, but looks like I'm going a lot. The appreciation for the little things like the escalator, stuff like that, just shows her youthfulness. I was like, this is so good. Like, they
added the same drinking thing that they did in the game, but they changed it to where it's just a random guy with a bottle of alcohol, and they start drinking it versus like someone that Riley
Travis
knew.
or something, right? It was the name.
Then that was kind of interesting. I mean, they added all the elements. All the elements are there, plus more.
It was different. And I was like, okay, interesting.
And no brick smashing.
No bricks. No. Yeah, I was like, I was hoping that they would do that, but yeah.
I was glad they did. It was too gamey.
It
would have felt like, oh, let's smash these windows.
Let's do it. It's like kind of like push trigger.
I'm sure they would do it good.
Like that sound that comes up with a prompt. Like press this.
Yeah.
They should do that.
Do you know what's a funny little gripe I had with this? Oh, I had a couple gripes, but the soundtrack was not good for the beginning of the episode.
Oh, you're gonna talk about Aha? Don't hate on Aha. No. Come on. Oh, okay.
No, Aha was great, and that was on purpose. That was a purposeful thing. It was when they were jumping rooftops and they started playing this weird music.
That was
like, what?
Silly. That was
and then it was like 20 seconds, and then at the end they start talking like Riley and Ellie, and Ellie's like. And all they had to do was like they didn't even jump. It was just like reaching your leg across somewhere, like you were walking across the rooftops. It was funny.
It was a little but quirky.
Here's the thing: when they play Mortal Kombat, I got the ick a little bit because I feel like anytime there's a video game shown in TV or movies, it feels like the characters are not really playing that video game. And I was like, oh, Neil Druckmann's going to do fine. He creates video games. He's going to write this scene to like make it really feel like they're playing the game, right? And it started and I was like, oh, I don't know. It still feels weird. It looks like they're not really playing anything or doing anything, right? And then Riley says, I don't know how to play. Just smash all the buttons. I was like, that's funny. That's a funny little line because it's like, I don't know.
That's what I would do in Mortal Kombat. I never knew how to play.
Yeah. But then they start doing the whole like this thing, and I'm like, are we playing the game? Like, what are we doing here? And then they're like bumping into each other. Like, I don't know. I was like, this is like, I don't know if they're really playing the game.
Well,
it was stupid. That's a little thing that I catch in a lot of movies and TV shows. So
it's totally fine.
The same for this.
I think the one, just playing devil's advocate, I think it's because they're so young, right? Because Ellie is so young. She's been doing silly stuff like that the whole show. Kind of like I would be like, okay, really? But then I'm like, well, she's 14 years old. I mean, she's a kid, so she does.
Dude, I don't know. My 8-year-old cousin's playing Breath of the Wild like a pro. Like he could be up here competing. Like these kids are good, bro. Kids are good.
Well, it's different. It's apocalypse.
Don't underestimate.
Right? They don't even know what screenshots are.
That's true. That was funny.
That was good. And then lastly, the parallel. It was good. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Go for it.
The parallel of them holding the hands, I was like, that was great. And it was like back to back, and it was Ellie and Riley, and then Ellie and Joel holding hands, and so I was like, oh my god, dude, that's what got me. And then like the behind the scenes, Neil being so diabolical, he was like, this is her first kiss, her first love, and then we snatched that away from her. That was like,
typical.
God, horrible. And yeah,
that's hilarious.
Great, but there you have it.
Cool.
Okay.
That was last for episode 7. We got a lot more stuff to talk about, Ryder. What do we got?
Here we go. One act Rogers. I just want to point this out. Rogers the Musical, baby, is making its real world debut. Disneyland California Adventure this summer. They're doing like a little one act play, probably musical with the Rogers. So I don't know. It's finally like.
If you're not a huge Marvel fan, you don't know what Rogers is. In Hawkeye, they had 2 seconds of screen time. Not really. It was like one song on screen time ish. One song of a fake play called Rogers about the Avengers saving New York, which to me would be like the equivalent of
Spider-Man musical.
No, it feels weird because hundreds of thousands of people would have died in this battle for New York, and it's hard to celebrate.
Well,
that's what it's hard.
But see, I was like, oh, so this is about the Avengers. It's actually about Steve Rogers. So,
okay.
You gotta remember, it's about probably Steve in World War II. Going under the ice, probably his relationship with Peggy, and then probably like I think the Avengers was just one moment, maybe the finale for this, but I think it's just about Steve. It's not really about the Avengers.
Okay,
it's Rogers.
I imagine someone watching like that and to be like,
yeah,
my entire family died in the battle.
No, it is honestly like you could possibly say more people died. Well, I don't want to compare. Anyways, I'm not even gonna go there. Whatever. A lot of people died probably in this New York battle, right? So yeah,
Definitely.
it's like a real world tragedy. Make a musical, like, oh my god.
Can I talk about something perfect that you brought up
Yeah, for sure.
that I'm really excited about?
Yeah, what is it?
Well, I have mixed feelings, but I'm very excited about it. But
got?
Succession is ending this season. Okay. And I'll tell
Bittersweet.
you why I'm excited.
Mhm.
I'll tell you why I'm excited.
Mhm.
All good shows end before people think they should end. You never want a show to go on too long to where people are like, it's probably time to wrap it up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's where I'm at with Cobra Kai for the last 3 seasons.
yeah.
I'm like, it's probably time to wrap it up. Even though I'm enjoying it, it's still good. I don't want Succession to go to that place. And if they have a definitive end that they want to write for this show, let's see it.
Yeah.
Let us see it. 4 seasons is great.
Yeah, like initially I was like, oh no, but just that was fleeting moment because I was like, well, I mean, what else they keep going like, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. Like, I'm gonna be the CEO, I'm not. And now it's finally reached the catalyst of all the family gets the dad, and now it's like I see this season taking an arc where it could end and be final, and maybe it will probably end on a somber ending. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
It always does. It's not gonna be a happy ending, that's for sure.
yeah. And no, I think you're right. I was like, maybe 5 seasons. I was like, oh, maybe 5, but no, like you said, right before. So
Great.
4 is perfect. Yeah.
Do you think this is going to be a little bit of a longer season? There's usually only 8 episodes of the show, right? Or something like that. 10 maybe.
They can maximize every episode to be an hour, like full 60 minutes, and I think that would be just enough. I have a quote. Jesse Armstrong said, there's a promise in the title of Succession. I've never thought this could go on forever. The end has always been kind of present in my mind. So
yeah, it's smart. It's smart to finish it.
And I also saw him on Twitter say, when I say goodbye to Kendall, a part of me is dying. It's like, God,
wow,
that's so sad.
True.
Like, yeah, he put his heart and soul in that role, man.
I guess so. I got a little one to bring up, and that is Suzume premiered at the Berlin Film Festival this week, and this is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I am so happy. I'm so happy that this is reviewing well. It says Makoto Shinkai's natural disaster epic is earth-shatteringly good. This epic moving story is simultaneously about trying to save the world and confronting the inevitability of grief. This is from the creator of Your Name and Weathering with You. Your Name writer, must watch. You have to watch it. It's so good. It's on the Vudu. It's like one of the best movies I've ever watched.
Okay.
I would put it in my top 20 favorite movies ever.
Oh my goodness. Dang.
It makes you really feel something. This is a movie. I've told the story about, this is my birthday a couple years ago, right? And I'm just at home with Enzo, my brother, my little brother, who is vehemently against anime. Just will not watch it, does not like it, all this. And I was like, Enzo, will you watch this movie with me? And he's like, ugh, I guess it's your birthday, whatever. Let's watch it, whatever. My guy was almost in tears at the end. And he looks over at me at the end and he's like, okay, that was really good. And I was like, that's all I needed. This is great.
But right now in my head, it's already like one of the greatest movies ever. And my fear is that if I do watch it,
it's not really one of the greatest movies ever.
I know.
I have a little bit of a bias towards it.
You're my friend, so of course I'm thinking of it like that. So my fear is that if I watch it, I'm like, because me and animation, and I don't want it to be ruined. But no, I'll give it a chance.
No, it's not, guys. If you don't connect with it, you don't connect with it. That's just it. It's fine.
No, I know.
It's one of my favorites. It doesn't mean it has to be one of everybody's favorites,
Yeah.
Right. It's the first animated film to premiere at the Berlin Film Festival since Spirited Away, which is crazy. And Spirited Away is like,
almost
crazy.
One of the iconics, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when I saw Hidden Tiger, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon the other day, the restoration, which I could talk about at the end a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
They played a trailer for Suzume in front of it, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. It was like a music video trailer. It was the coolest thing ever.
I bet it looked great too, right? Like,
it did. It looked so
big screen.
good.
Hey, that's really cool. That sounds exciting. I'm glad that you were bringing up stuff like this. I hope we see more films like this kind of acknowledged in film fests. I guess what's like been.
I don't know why this is the first one since Spirited Away to premiere at this film festival. It's not like animated films don't premiere at film festivals. It's just this specific one. I think the author of this article thought it was a big deal because Spirited Away is like, one of the greatest movies of all time, objectively, not like. And so it's like, wow, this is crazy that this director has a movie like another animated movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I love that's so funny. It's one of the greatest. No, I'm not making fun of you. I'm saying like it's so funny,
I would say that it's more
No, it is one of the greatest
likely
films
than
objectively.
not likely
Seriously,
for
though.
people
I am with
to
you.
think that, I guess. I don't know.
No, yeah.
Maybe it is opinionated.
I mean, technically,
It's hard
all
for me
films,
to say that it's subjective. Yeah.
but I am with you because there are some greatest films objectively, which is so funny.
Yeah.
I laugh at that. Like if I were to say
That's
that.
funny.
Endgame, one of the greatest films of all time, objectively. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's subjective. That's 100% subjective.
Subjective.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, I get some little Marvel biddies, some little Marvel tidbits here.
Speaking of Endgame,
Speaking of Endgame, yeah, there you go. Hey, good
writers
flow.
like, let's just sprinkle them everywhere in here.
Yeah, a little salt and pepper, you know. And it's almost like, look, I no salt and pepper for me, please. It's like, no, and I just keep pouring salt and pepper. No, no, please, I'm good. No, okay. Stephen Yeun is going to be in Thunderbolts, and according to Deadline, he's going to be playing a significant and integral part of the future of the MCU. Which, look, we hear all the time, me and you, we talk about Marvel, and there's always amazing actors getting casted, and it's like so and so will play the villain. Okay, they're going to be alive, and they get killed off. That's it for them. Like they had so much potential, you know. Stephen Yeun should be.
The funny part of this I've been seeing is like, oh, they're gonna cast Stephen Yeun and then just CGI his face, and it's gonna be something dumb. Like it's not even gonna be him.
No. Just make Stephen Yeun a human being in a suit or whatever, some clothes, normal person, got some great acting chops. He's a great guy. Would love to see him just continue on.
See, Stephen Yeun's really living the dream. He's gonna secure the Marvel bag and then still do like 5 indie films a year that win awards. Yes. You know what I mean? And then he's gonna be in everybody's heads, the film geeks and the Marvel heads. You know what I mean? Like pop culture and film.
Oh, that's great. I'm happy for him. I've always loved him since Game of Thrones, Walking Dead. I've always loved, really, since I was a kid, and so happy for him. And I know he's already in, Invincible, so he's pretty popular. But for those that don't know, he voices the character. You know.
Yeah,
so.
I wonder if Invincible like put him on the map more. I don't really think it did.
Yeah, I don't know. If anything, more so J.K. Simmons, I'd say, because his voice is so significant. They're like, that's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think for the average Joe, they wouldn't even know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Probably. Jeff Loveness says him and Destin Daniel Cretton are currently planning Avengers Kang Dynasty. Wild that they're really starting on that.
I'm about to mute Jeff Loveness on the timeline, bro. I'm about to mute him.
Look, I said it is interesting that they're getting all these TV writers, but I get what they're trying to do. They said they talked to Jonathan Majors about where he wants to take Kang in the film. So again, anytime you involve actors like we saw Mahershala with Blade, I think it's good. It's good for them.
The joke with this one is that I saw too. Oh man, it's so funny.
Bring it on.
Like, obviously, they're like, oh, we're excited to write Kang in the Kang film, and then it was like this thing. Spoilers, Kang will be in the Kang Dynasty. Like, that's how people freak out about this.
I
so funny.
love seeing that stuff. It's like, I was going to say it, but I was like, no, it's kind of corny. But yeah, when they're like, spoiler alert, well, yeah, Kang will be in the Kang Dynasty. Yeah, that's really it. It's like, duh. Nate Moore says Captain America New World Order begins filming in 3 weeks, which just shows me that we might get a little titty.
A little titty, right?
No, little tidbit, that's what I meant. Little tidbitty at San Diego Comic-Con. Probably some footage is going to be shown.
When is San Diego Comic-Con?
July. I want to say end of July.
Amazing.
So probably like a screen test of him in the suit. That's it.
Sure. It's hard for me to get excited about these last 3 things because of the quality. Like it's still really weighing on me.
Yeah.
Like to be
excited
100%.
About these. I get you. Charlie Cox.
I'm very glad that they delayed
Sorry,
I'm just glad they delayed the Marvels. I think that's huge. It's great.
It's a step in the right direction. We'll see where they're going forward. I want to see everything be delayed, and hopefully that's the play following March. I don't know how they'll keep up that schedule now. If you delay one, you got to delay. I don't know. We'll see.
It's the problem with announcing things 5 years ahead of time. It's like, it's tough. Really?
Yeah.
Have we ever stuck to a 5-year plan that has come out like 5 years before it? Never. Maybe close.
I freak out on, here was the crazy thing, and I know you already know this too, so I'm kind of, I'm pushing the choir. When they announced the 2 Avengers movie, they said same year. That was really mind-blowing because it's like, God, that's big. You have to market it, and it's a big production, right? Post-production, all that.
Yeah.
But also, when they announced Phase 6, there was 2 films in between those. I'm talking February, then May was Avengers, and then summer and November. Dude, 4 movies. That's like, how would you even market
That's like, we're
that?
doing 12 TV shows that year too. Get ready, turn on those TVs. Disney Plusers. Let's go. Squirrel Girl. 15 episode first season.
Let's go, Disney. God, that's horrible.
Dude, here's Bob Iger. He's like, Kevin Feige, hello, what's going on? We need to stop. We need to hold the horses on the Marvel. We are losing fans by the movie.
Hold the horses. Hold your horses there. Come on now. Oh my God. Man, that's crazy. Charlie Cox, as of yesterday, arrived in New York City, baby. So he's probably getting ready to shoot the show because that's.
And now I'll eat my words because I can't wait for this show.
Yeah, I did see somebody say, and it was kind of saddening to say. Someone said, Netflix Daredevil era is over. Time to bring on the Disney. And I was like, oh, that's sad to say. Why would you put it like that? And I was like, oh.
I think it's true. I think that's true. I think the Netflix show is stands on its own now, and that is over. Like, I don't think this will even touch it. Not even a little bit.
God forbid this Disney Plus show somehow doesn't deliver. We still have the Netflix show to kind of enjoy.
I know.
So it's like,
I'm treating this as another adaptation, like another run of comic books. That's it. And it's just, I'm happy that I get the same actor. And honestly,
you're helping me. You're helping me because I'm nervous. But okay.
No, I'm bummed. But like I have the Netflix show and I'm happy. Okay. I'm bummed that it's not a continuation, but I don't think Disney Plus would be able to do a continuation based on their lack of quality television.
Charlie Cox, he'll act the heck out of whatever lines he gets anyway. So
he will. He's great.
Okay.
Excited to see how it ever turns out. All right, Ryder, I'm gonna count you into the clip. Are you ready?
You can take it. You can take it.
Okay, I'm gonna intro it and say the first thing, and then you're gonna say the rest.
Okay.
Ready? All right. In 3, 2, 1. There are new film. I'm gonna restart that. I'm so sorry. I just boofed it so bad.
No, it's okay. See, it's so hard. I always freak out. I'm like,
all right. In 3, 2, 1. There are new Lord of the Rings films in the works at Warner Brothers. This comes from IndieWire, and damn, we are excited. The news was announced Thursday by Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav during the company's quarter 4 earnings report. According to Zaslav, Warner Bros. Pictures heads Mike DeLuca and Pam Abby have signed a massive deal for multiple new films set in the J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth universe with New Line Cinema, the producer of Peter Jackson's beloved Lord of the Rings 2001 film trilogy, and Middle-earth Enterprises, a division of Embracer Group's operative group Free Mode. What else do we have here?
All right, here's a quote and what really gets us hyped. No, following our recent acquisition of Middle-earth Enterprises, we're thrilled to embark on this new collaborative journey with New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers Pictures, bringing the incomparable world of J.R.R. Tolkien back to the big screen in new and exciting ways. Free Mode CEO Lee Guinchard said in a statement, "We understand how cherished these works are. And working together with our partners at New Line and Warner Bros., we plan to honor the past, look at the future, and adhere to the strongest level of quality and production values." Now,
that's crazy.
Before I get to the last moment, Rings of Power, the bits we saw, I was able to finish it. I don't know. I know you were able to finish it. Man,
I have 2 more episodes.
What a show! What a show that was. I was pleasantly impressed. I was very impressed with it. I don't know if.
Yeah, I mean, I liked part of it. The show. I think it was really terrible in its pacing. I think it was hard to start off with all these new characters in these different places. I don't really know how it ends, so I really can't speak on it too much because I can't like view it as a full product. I just thought they lost so many people at the beginning, especially comparing it right up against Game of Thrones, having 2 fantasy shows going at the same time.
Good point.
One that introduced characters way stronger right out the gate, I think. I really think that House of Dragons characters came out the gate swinging.
They won that fantasy battle for sure.
Yeah, and they're totally different. They're totally different shows and
worlds.
stuff. It was just hard for that to happen at the same time. Having a Game of Thrones come back and a Lord of the Rings.
Coming from a very surface level Lord of the Rings fan, before the last point, I think the way they finished it was very satisfactory to me because they kind of adhered to what, again, surface level, my knowledge of the Lord of the Rings. I think they succeeded on delivering a story that is clear to an average moviegoer because my Lord of the Rings knowledge is very, minimal. Last point here, additional information about these upcoming films for everyone, including plot details, creative teams, or release windows, have not been announced, so we don't know yet because it's still early stages. Currently, an anime movie, The War of Rohirrim.
Wait, where do you read it? What is it? Oh, Rohirrim.
Rohirrim. Which serves as a prequel set 183 years before The Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson's, is in development in New Line and Warner Bros. Animation. The movie, which features voice acting from Brian Cox and original film star Miranda Otto, is currently scheduled to release in theaters April 12th, 2024.
Stoked, dude. That's great. Are you kidding me? This is gonna be awesome.
So
Lord of the Rings anime.
Look, this franchise is huge. They put so much money into the Rings of Power show, and
dude,
quality level, it's there.
I saw this thing that was like a slate of the Lord of the Rings movies, and it's gonna be like Thorin 2, Thorin 3, like I don't know, copying some sort of Marvel outline.
Yeah, what was the name of Gollum 2, and it was like every single
Gollum
character.
Returns 7. Like,
honestly, the path that they're going on, there's a lot of content out there. There's gonna be a lot of stuff, both movie and TV, for fans.
I mean, straight up, it's just not gonna come close to Lord of the Rings. That's it. These will come close to Hobbit levels, maybe, which to me is a huge gap between Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. But like, there's no way they're hitting the highs that they did. It's hard for me to look forward to this too, especially like when I mean, Rings of Power was okay. It was
Rings of Power for me was in the middle. I think it goes Hobbit, Rings of Power, and then Lord of the Rings.
Interesting.
It meant the middle ground, just because it was CGI alone, man. It was the scale. That's it.
It was gorgeous for sure.
And I think that if they're heading that direction, like budget wise and direction wise of world building, I think they're set. Story and pacing, sure, is like it's tough because there's so much new stuff. But world is what matters to me. The world,
and it's gonna be multiple seasons. Like I mean, I'm sure they'll not fix it, but it's hard to guess exactly how that first season was gonna go. So
I'm excited. I'll eat it up.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Brian Cox in this animated Lord of the Rings, pretty cool, pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Love that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this Lord of the Rings clip. If you like, let us know in the comments what kind of shows you would want of this. I hope they don't focus on any of the characters that we already know. I think those stories are told and done.
Yeah.
Unless they're sure they're gonna say, "We're bringing back blah 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 for this episode."
Right,
this,
like, I'm the parent of blah blah blah. No.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Mandalorian type thing, you know, like Aragorn has now met Bilbo Baggins one time, crossing roads. Like I don't know, Aragorn was just a kid. Like I don't know, some stupid thing like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to watch this entire episode, this is episode 100 of Freeze Frame. You can go on any audio platform and type in Freeze Frame, strictly casual, and just, go to episode 100. We're talking about all sorts of stuff. Or if you want to watch the entire video podcast, you can become a member right here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Beautiful.
So smooth with it. Ooh. You've done it so many times that, it's so smooth.
I want to talk about SAG, Ryder.
SAG, baby.
The SAG Awards, because let me tell you, the SAG Awards are very telling for what the Oscars are going to be. There's a lot of award shows, but every time something wins like the best awards at SAG, 9 out of 10 times they win those best awards at the Oscars. So we're seeing an early breakout of everything, everywhere, all at once as we head into Oscar season. What do we got here?
They're on a roll. They've won a lot of awards. Okay, female in a leading role, Michelle. So, female in a leading role, Michelle Yeoh. She won, and her speech is already going everywhere. Iconic, of course. Ki Hui Kwan. He won male supporting actor, supporting role. I think. Man, and he was, of course, emotional as ever, and it's always nice to see him up there on the stage. We have Jamie Lee Curtis won as well, right?
She won over. No, she won over Stephanie Hosu.
Oh, but she wasn't okay. So no. Oh, so did Michelle Yeoh win over Cate Blanchett? Right?
Yes, she beat Tar.
Wow.
She beat Lydia Tar herself, dude. Crazy.
Tar. Wild. And then of course,
honestly, this is such a hard one for me because like they're gonna both be up for an Oscar, and I really think that Cate Blanchett was so good in Tar. Like she's really good. Michelle Yeoh deserves the Oscar. Like, I want her to get it so bad. But, sorry, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know.
No, because you think about the politics. But anyways, as for Cate Blanchett, I saw a clip of her in Tar, and I was like, oh my God. When she was
Dude, you should watch Tar.
I was like,
I want to see your reaction to the ending really bad.
Oh, really? Okay.
This is one where I was like, I'd be like watching you. Like, if we were watching it together, I would just the whole time. Take the ending.
Oh man, well, I bet that's good. Okay, let's see. You put it didn't. Oh, this is from IndieWire. It didn't get a boost from the BAFTAs. That's ancient history. In recent years, both Parasite and Coda won. Oh yeah, and they wound up in
they won big at the SAG Awards, and they wound up taking home Best Picture Oscars.
Wow. Okay, makes sense. Here we go. So there's some surprising stuff. Oh yeah, so she beat out Cate Blanchett. So I'm not really reading this. I'm kind of just looking over it.
Well, okay. Then,
Going to-
at the end of the night, the cast of Everything Everywhere All at Once celebrated the night's top prize for cast of a motion picture. 94-year-old James Hong, who played the grandfather, recalled a time when white people dressed up as Asians in Hollywood. Quote, the producers said the Asians were not good enough and they were not the box office. And he said, look at us now, and extended his hands out to the whole cast. It was
Look
epic.
at us now. Yeah, that's hype. That's hype. That's really cool. That's awesome. That's great. So he what? Oh, it was the cast,
No,
right?
it's just the ensemble one. Yeah.
Ensemble. That's right. Okay. Well, that's great. I'm happy for them. Yeah. I mean, if they take the cake at the Oscars, I mean,
3 weeks till Oscars.
Man, that's crazy.
Yep.
3 or is it 2 because it's the same night as the finale of. I don't know if you're counting today. I think it's 2. Right? It's the same night as the finale, dude.
I bet they move it again.
Oh, if they just moved it to Friday, I'd be like, thank you. But
yeah, they wouldn't do it for their biggest episode. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, anyways,
I'll watch the Oscars and then watch the Last of Us after.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
I want to watch the Oscars.
I know, me too. It's tough because Last of Us will always be there, but it's like, oh, it's the finale, man.
And for the Oscars, I've watched almost every single nominated. Not really. I mean, all the Best Picture nominated. Like, I feel like I put in a lot of hours to enjoy the Oscars this year.
Can I come over from the Oscars then, and can we
Dude,
watch Last of Us after?
We should. That'd be tons of fun.
I put some more SAG winners, which I think we're both pretty hyped about. Jeremy Allen White won for The Bear, man. So happy for this guy, dude. I hope this is season 2 confirmed, right? It is.
Yeah, season 2's happening. Yeah,
that's great. I think we talked about that. Abbott Elementary won Best Ensemble and Comedy Series, which is like, man, this show, man, we're getting a lot of love for it.
Yeah, my sister started it. She said it's really good.
I bet. I would want to see an episode. Jean Smart, I loved her in HBO's Hacks. She won for Best Actress Comedy Series. Sam Elliott, man, he's he's old. I don't remember. He was in a limited series. I want to say,
man, he's old.
No, but I mean, I meant, yeah. I mean, like, he's been acting a long time. He looked good with the stash as ever.
But what did he win for?
I want to say it was like Yellowstone. I don't know. Let's see.
Oh my God, don't even know. Here we go.
Well, I didn't know. Yeah. He says it's the most meaningful acknowledgement of my 55-year career. His role as Shay Brennan in Yellowstone. I guess Yellowstone. I mean, what else would he be in? Yeah.
Well
so
done,
it's 18. Well, actually, the Yellowstone prequel, 1883. So,
of course,
potato. It's the same thing.
Lord.
I'm telling you, man, Yellowstone. All the parents are watching it.
Of course.
Wild. And Jessica Chastain, she won for Best Actress. I don't know in what, but I just wanted to throw her out there because Jessica Chastain, man, she's amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's really
cool.
But man, I'm with you, dude. This SAG Awards, exciting stuff.
Yeah, I think it's just telling of the Oscars, which is awesome.
Oh, and I also wanted to let you know, and I know this is obvious about the Oscars. Just like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. Someone said online, I'm waiting for Last of Us because it's the Oscars. Anything can happen. I want to see that live. And I was like, oh, that's a good point.
I want to see it live too. I already know how The Last of Us ends. I don't mind waiting an hour. Like, I just can stay. I mean, I won't be off Twitter because I'll be looking at Oscar stuff. But like, I'm not really worried about that ending being spoiled. I hope it's a good episode, but I'll watch it after. Yeah. I want to enjoy both. I'm not going to do one over the other just to, like, I don't know, do it. So it makes sense to watch that.
No, yeah, for sure.
To me. For me.
Yeah. Is that everything? Or what else do we have?
Let's see. That's it.
Oh,
I mean, we have a couple extra little headlines if you want to bring it up.
Yeah, put little tidbits here. House of Dragon. Oh, well, I read this now and I'm like, that's obvious. I read it initially and I'm like, oh yeah. So production has begun on the new season. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what the exciting part.
Great.
House of Dragon has started.
They started shooting?
Yeah, they started production. So it could be pre-production, kind of planning it out, but
I don't know. Production means they start shooting. Pre-production is everything before.
Okay, so they started shooting there.
Yeah. And we have Zendaya has renegotiated her deal with HBO for Euphoria that will likely see her be one of the current highest paid actresses in TV. Good for her. She deserves it.
She's gonna be paid $1 million per episode. Wild.
Good.
Great.
She probably deserves it.
John Williams has scored more than an hour and a half of new music for Indiana Jones: Dial of Destiny. He's like,
that's gonna be a long soundtrack, baby. I can't wait.
Yeah. Yep. I'm happy he's doing it because nobody else can do Indy but him. And it's like, he's like, look, I'm done. I'm retired. Okay, but we got another Star Wars. Okay, I'm gonna come back. I love Star Wars. But we also have Indiana Jones. Oh, I gotta do Indy. I'm gonna come back. Just an hour and a half though.
just an hour and a half of music.
This
I'm just
guy-
gonna record this for 10 months. And,
God
you know,
bless
get
him.
an hour
And then
half.
he's doing the Hollywood Bowl. This guy is gonna be making music till his last breath. You can't
He
take
might
it out
not
of
make
him.
it to the Hollywood Bowl, dude. You gotta every single chance you have to see this guy, you just gotta do it.
You
gotta take
have
it,
to.
because it might be the last.
Honestly, yeah.
And I don't mean that to sound morbid. I mean that to say you should
Reality.
do it. You should just do it.
And
Yeah.
what an amazing. Yeah, I mean, he's the greatest, the best. And there you have it. Okay,
There you have it.
now I'm already trying to cut this off. Sorry. What have we been watching? I want to hear about the movie you saw.
Which one?
I'm sorry, I went blank. Michelle Yeoh, Crouching Tiger, Hidden
Crouching
Dragon.
Tiger,
My
Hidden
bad.
Dragon?
How was
Incredible.
it? Yeah.
The restoration is great. If you have the chance to go see it at the theater, it's playing at AMC's for $5 right now, or at your local boutique theater, probably. Yeah, check it out. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, go watch it again, because the 4K scan is so nice. The sound, they kind of did a lot of that. It's
Is it long?
no,
long?
it's like just under 2 hours. It's not super long.
That's great. I'm seeing it Thursday, so
Dude, I really hope you like it. I would say that as a
well.
kid, I watched this movie and I would just skip to the fight scene, so I really didn't have an idea of the story at all in this movie. I would just skip to the fights. But I really enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
It starts off so slow. Like
Oh,
it
yeah?
starts off with like 3 dialogue scenes like in a row, and you're like, is this an action movie? I don't even know. Like, I'm not
Right.
really sure.
Okay.
But then it fires up, and it's like, it's just great. I don't know. I could watch it again right now.
Oh.
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, dang. That's tough. That's big. That's tough, dude.
Yeah, I said my review was breathtaking. The opposite. I couldn't breathe enough of this. I was inhaling without bound, gulping down each scene as if it may be the last. The 4K restoration is gorgeous. This film is eternal.
Wow. That's a great review. Dang.
Thanks. I watched White Chicks this weekend for B's birthday. White Chicks is hilarious.
You put it a
Have you
little
ever
lower
seen
than
it?
I would have thought you would have put it at.
'Cause
Was
it's
it too
annoying.
corny? Okay, it was annoying. Yeah.
No, it's hilarious for like 30 minutes, and then it's an hour and 45-minute movie, and you're like,
Yeah. It's always
That's
it's just the clips, right? The clips that you see online, those are the best.
Yeah.
And then everything else in
They're
between
funny.
is like, no, this is
I mean,
not it.
I would say, I don't know.
What's annoying?
I feel good with
That's
score.
what-
It isn't just annoying. I mean, it's just like, I don't know how it's written. But I watched John Wick 2 and 3 this week as well.
Mhm.
And did I
Oh,
talk
there we
about Bones
go.
and all last week?
Yes, you did. Yeah. Cannibals,
it.
not
I watched-
vampires. Yeah.
That's it then. Yeah.
Okay, so you caught up on John Wick. Now what you
Yep.
have left is to watch, unless you have it already, Creed 2. Creed 1.
1
you
and 2. Yeah.
Have you seen
Oh,
this?
I mean, I've seen them a couple times, both of them.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're ready for Creed 3?
Yeah, but I want to watch them again.
Okay, you got till this Friday. Nah,
Is it coming out on Friday?
it comes out Friday. We gotta go see it, man. We're already
my
getting behind. We got
gosh.
Cocaine Bear, and we gotta see Creed, and then John
Oh
Wick
my
is the next week.
gosh.
Okay. Also, this should also be kind of a headline that I forgot to put. March is probably going to be one of the biggest months of this entire year. I'll say it,
For movies?
for movies and TV and everything.
All right, it's a good time to get an AMC pass then.
This is because we have. Well, I'm just throw out shows too. Mando season 3 starts this Wednesday, which is wild already.
Why is it on Wednesdays?
I don't know. I wish it was weekends.
And what is it? Is it midnight again? What is this?
Tuesday at midnight. It sucks.
I'm not watching it Tuesday at midnight. Damn it.
No, I know. I'll probably watch it on Wednesdays. Creed 3 is this Friday. Scream 6 the next week. Also 65 with Adam Driver.
I'm so excited
Yeah.
for 65. You kidding me?
Dinos, dude. And then we also have South by Southwest is happening this month. So
Oh,
news and trailers, for
Killers of the Flower Moon premiere. Let's go.
There we go. That
Maybe. I don't know.
Shazam 2 is the week after that. John Wick.
That's
John
funny.
Wick 4 is the week after that.
Yep, I'll be
Resident
there.
Evil 4 is releasing, which I'm hyped.
The game?
This
Yep,
game. And we also have Succession premieres this month and some other Netflix films, originals.
Wow,
But
I feel
man,
like Succession came quick, dude. That came quick. I
Wild.
feel like just yesterday you were on the Doctor Strange red carpet talking to Arian, being like, dude, we're shooting this week. Like, what? Hey,
Dude.
that was a quick turnaround.
yeah, that's wild, right?
Glad you liked the show.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. It's
That was
wild.
what, a year ago?
Crazy.
There's no way they turned around an entire season of Succession in a year,
I
or
mean,
less than a year.
shooting schedule maybe 6 months. They're just shooting in New York. They said
Maybe, yeah.
no more crazy locations. Just shoot all New York.
Yeah, probably.
Wild. What I've watched, I'm about to watch the Durjing Unlimited, which is a Wes Anderson film.
You mean the Durjing Limited?
Durjing Limited, not unlimited. Limited, yeah.
Not unlimited.
The Durjing Limited, yeah. The train film. Have you seen all of Wes's films? Yeah, right.
Except for Bottle Rocket and Rush Hour, or Rushmore.
Rushmore, yeah. Okay.
Darjeeling Limited. I'll tell you after. You can impress. I'll have you impress your professor. It's pretty good. I'll give you a tip.
Yes, thank you. Okay, get ready for that text. I'll tell you it's done. But yeah, as of now, the Life Aquatic is my favorite, man.
God, it's so good.
Did I send you that screenshot of the dolphin looking through the window? I posted it on my story. That is my favorite.
Oh, I didn't see.
That is my absolute favorite screenshot of probably any movie ever. Dude, I'll be honest.
I love Life Aquatic, man. When Owen Wilson is walking at the film festival, he's like walking down and people are like, everybody knows that this person did this and this, but this movie asks, what if he didn't? And I just love that. I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh, it's the delivery. It's so good, dude. Oh man.
I'm excited to hear what you think about Darjeeling Limited. I think it's one of my lesser Wes Anderson ones, but then every time it gets talked about, I'm like, no, that was really good. So like it has a weird thing to it. I don't know. Okay.
I'm excited. Yeah. Well, ladies and gents, you have just listened to the 100th episode.
Yeah.
Priest fan, what a time. Listen, we're very grateful. Oh, you know what? I wanted to say before, I know I'm just dragging this on. I had put a message. I was going to text you this, but I was like, oh, this would be special for 100 to tell you. I watched through the D23 stream that you had done while I was there tweeting it out. And I just wanted to say what an amazing time that was. And
it was pretty intense.
It was intense. And it was a long 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was so fun. It was almost a dream come true, I'll say, like to do that.
That's great.
To do that with you.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you. I was reminiscing. Thanks for being a friend. Thanks for doing this 100 episodes with me and just fun stuff like that. I was like, because I was also noticing I was so exhausted and I was hyper because I was on a high. So I never said thank you enough. So thanks for doing all that fun stuff, setting up the stream.
Of course, dude. It was fun. It was a great experience. Good memories.
I was like, wow, everyone was having a good time to chat. It's great. Yeah. So yeah, thanks. And I don't know. I'm excited for the future.
Excited for the future, dude. Let's take this up to 200. That's what I'm
200.
talking about. 100 more weeks. Yeah. All right.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you all on 101. Enjoy the content.
Next week.